We may be live right now. We may not be live, but we're starting the show anyways. If you heard that, that was my beer popping, just like this show is popping, Jason. This is the Fantasy Red Zone.
We're live.
I am Tyler Big Turd Ward. Big Turd, because I lay big turds for only fantasy MVPs, Jason. That's it. I'm only a year late. That's it. So draft Drake London. And hey, I keep on saying Jason. You're probably wondering, who is this Jason? It's Jason, the lucky bastard, Uthan Walt. Just because he gets lucky. Go check out all of his preseason picks last year. Holy shit, man. He was batting like 900, like 900. Problem is, he couldn't draft who he wanted because I drafted him before, man. So it doesn't matter how good you are. If I'm before you, you're screwed. So you're looking for the best. I don't even know what I'm talking about, man.
I don't know, but it's great stuff. I thought you were going to finish it like, go look at his preseason rankings. They did great because he's lucky. Says the name.
This dude's lucky, man. Like, he's like, his preseason ranks are good like every year. He's so lucky, man. Might be skilled, Jason. What was that? Dude, I just got reminded of that workout song. It's like, it was Linkin Park. Ta-da-da, ta-da-da, and I throw it away. It's all 90% luck or something, so 50% skill. Remember that song? I throw it out.
Here we go for the 100th time. Hand grenade pins in every line, throwing up, and that's something.
Dude, that's a different song, man. I got two songs combined in one. There was a different song. So this is 70% skill and some luck.
Oh yeah, I hated that song. That's right.
I used to work out that, dude. I was like, 185. You want me to bench you, dude? You want me to bench you? 185?
Hey, I'm watching Home Improvement, right? And like that was set back in the like mid 90s, and Tim Allen, he's all about benching 150 pounds.
He's like, oh. Yeah. So boys get on each side.
He was all like doing something like he's all getting spot. He's all, this is 150 pounds. This is way beyond my max. He's like, you can do it, bro. And he couldn't. And then like later, another episode, he was playing poker and he's like, only people who can bunch 150 pounds can join this table.
That's hilarious. The other day, Jason, I was benching I think I benched like 165, and I was like, man, I bet you if my wife was stuck under a car, I could bench 205 pounds. It's hard getting old, Jason. But anyways, moving forward, this is a show about which NFL team is the best landing spot for rookie running backs. Man, we're talking opportunity. We're talking win block rate, dog. So that is one super important stat. We're going to go over it and go over it and go over it. So we want teams with good offensive lines and a lot of opportunity, Jason. We're going to have these separated by tiers. This is based on an article. God damn it. I had it, man. This is based on an article by Samuel Sherman.
You got it? Okay.
So we pick up articles when we can. We like to discuss them. Since we are not full-time, writers, we can't do our own. We do what we can, man. We got 40-hour jobs, dog. Even more than that sometimes. So we do what we can.
This was a good article. I think it's good to discuss a little more in depth about it because it has fantasy impacts, that's for sure. So we'll do our best not to butcher it.
So it's super important, man. Like we said, rookie running backs historically for NFL or for fantasy and real life have made the biggest impacts their first year. And so that's what we're going to be covering today, the best landing spots. So just like quarterbacks, it depends on where these guys go. I mean, we're going to talk about some offensive lines that are like 32nd in run win block rate. So it's not, they might have the opportunity, but they're still going to get swamped. Even if you're Saquon Barkley, Jason, you still might not be start worthy. Right? But we got our news. Jason, and before we get into the news, would you please tell the public how they can help the show? Look at our subscribers, man. We've been doing this for 2 years. Let's crack that 1,000. Please help us. We will never get to 1,000 unless you subscribe. Please help us. Jason.
Yeah, if you guys made it this far, and if you enjoy two friends talking about football and giving their insight about fantasy football, hit the subscribe, press the like. We like the likes. Leave a comment. Let us know if any of these teams are on your radar when it comes draft time. If you're like, who are they going to pick up for fantasy relevance? We're also on the radio on Spotify, the Fantasy Red Show. Check it out. Please. Tyler, did you have a good week? You're on mute, I think. Are we having difficulties here?
Can you hear me?
Oh. What
Dude,
the
we got
heck?
some. I think there's a UFO above my house because F-16s are scrambling, Jason. Dude, this is crazy. I couldn't even hear what you were saying because like jets were flying over my house.
It's like World War Z.
Dude, I gotta turn it. I gotta mute it. Talk.
I don't know.
Can
what
you
the
hear
thing-
me or not, Jason?
No, I can hear you. I can hear you fine.
Could you hear the jet?
Yeah, it sounds pretty crazy. It sounds like the War of Worlds, right, going right over above your head right now. Where's Tom Cruise when you need him? You know.
Tom Cruise is like, he's all like telling fighter pilot. That was crazy. He's all telling fighter pilots like, do you understand G-force? G-force is like something you never felt before. It's like dude, you know we're in Top Gun, right? We're the top pilots. What do you think we know about fucking G-force, dog?
I go G10.
G10 is the highest you can go, Jason. All right, anyways, let's get into the news. In Brews, we got our news. We got our brews. Jason, did you hear about Jaden Daniels, man? Jaden Daniels today. All the hot news in coming at it. Schefter's lava mouth. Spitting hot lava, Jason. He's a volcano because he spits hot lava. The smallest volcano I've ever seen. But still, he's a volcano, Jason. Did you hear that Jaden Daniels' visit with Washington went terrible? And now his agent is pissed off. And apparently, Schefter says that he does not want to go to Washington. Washington's picking second, dude. This was already locked, man. Cliff Kingsbury with a running quarterback. It's like, dude, this was locked. Teams will trade. Teams are going to try to trade up. The Patriots might end up getting Jade McDaniels.
I thought I saw on Pat McAfee that when they were talking to Adam Scheffler that he was still saying the Commanders are on track to get him.
Dude, I just watched that Pat McAfee video, man. It's on fantasy. It was on the fantasy football Reddit. So maybe there was like conflicting, like, you know, they just spliced it a certain way, but I was like, what the hell, dude?
But this is coming from his agent, right? I think they said, don't listen to the agent.
I know, but the thing is, Jason, I just remember that, dude, it's funny. Like the agents don't even negotiate salaries right now. There's like, you know, there's no need for an agent pretty much. I mean, maybe shit like this. So it's like, he's not saying this to get more money because he can't, you know, it's slotted. So maybe there is something to this.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait till next Thursday and see if it's going to be like, what was it, Eli Manning and John Elway. I said I'm not going to play for that team. I told you.
Well, dude, I was so pumped because Peter Schrager's mock draft just came out, and he had the Vikings or the New York Giants actually trading up to get J.J. McCarthy because they have better draft capital. They said that because they really want J.J. McCarthy, and I was like, hell yeah, dude. And then Vikings staying back and taking Michael Penix later, Jason. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of chaos in this, dude.
So this is
quarterbacks in the first 4 picks.
This is after the Giants draft, 6 overall? And then they're going to come up again and get McCaffrey. Oh, okay. McCarthy. Oh man, that'd be crazy.
They're saying they're going to draft him. Like, yeah, I forget where he is. Like number 4. They want to. Yeah, I forget who it is. God damn, they're going to trade with the Cardinals at 5. I think. Can't remember.
So they're going to go up 2 spots to get this quarterback.
Yep, because they know the Vikings want to trade up to get him. So that is the whole thing, Jason. If the Vikings weren't like, hey man, we're going to trade up to get McCarthy, the Giants would probably just take McCarthy.
Didn't we talk about how he needs to go to like the Detroit Lions to be successful?
We're like, dude, for this guy to be good, he's got to go like to the Vikings. He's got to go to the Vikings, to the Lions,
somewhere with a good,
yeah,
offensive line. Yep, not the worst.
Dude, the Vikings are projected to have like a top 10 offensive line next year, number 10, but still top 10.
That's top 10. I'll take it.
Jason, the Seahawks. You see all this bullshit? They're like, dude, that new coach is like Mike McCarthy, not Mike McCarthy, but you know his name is Mike McDaniels. I think his name is.
It's
whatever, dude. And
Mac Daniel.
He took down all the old pictures of Richard Sherman and Pete Carroll and all this, and people were like, dude, just throwing a bitch fit over it. And I was like, dude, if I got my own team, I would go in there and be like, I'd at least cover up the old coach.
Well, I think didn't most of those people start talking like shit about Seattle?
Dude.
Maybe that's why it's taking them down. I don't know.
Well, Pat McAfee was saying that when Chuck Pagano came in, they painted over a mural of like everybody, Peyton Manning and Dungy and all that, and it just pissed all the veterans off. And so you see this, and then now I'm thinking maybe all the veterans are pissed, but like I can't even think of any veterans. Who, Bobby Wagner? You know, like what veterans on Seattle? I mean, maybe DK Metcalf. I don't know, dude. Tyler Lockett. I can't think of a ton of like. I mean, I wouldn't even care if I pissed people off on that team, dude. I'd be like, well, this is a new thing, man. I don't care.
Yeah, there's like nobody left from like Doomsday or Legend of Boom or Legion.
The Legion of the. I was just watching Cam Chancellor highlights, Jason, from this one game, dude. Cam Chancellor was fucking crazy, dude.
He was awesome.
Yeah. All right, man. Hey, don't forget to comment and like if you're watching this, man. I don't know if you know if we have viewers right now, but if you are, do not forget to like because
we got some family saying what's up, Jason and Tyler.
Is it family?
Yeah, Dad and I are watching from Dallas inside of TGIF.
Thank
God it's Fantasy Red Zone.
Is TGIF the is that a T that's TG that's TC Wib that's like the yogurt place, something in the yogurt place.
This is a restaurant.
All right, cool. Hey man, shout out Steven, Youth and Walt, Diana. What's her new last name, Jason?
It's like Plank.
Like
walking the plank.
Walking the plank. It's badass, dude. What's her husband's name?
Jared
Plank. Shout out to them. All right, dude. Jason, DJ Shark is visiting the Chargers. Even if they draft right now, Jason, with this new draft, with the Giants trading up and everything, the Chargers get Marvin Harrison Jr. You know how crazy that would be, man? Just having one wide receiver there would be amazing because that's all we were talking about. There's going to be one wide receiver that's worth your fantasy pick on the Chargers. That's it because they're going to run the hell out of the ball. Jason, DJ Shark would be a great number 2 though in the end zone. I think he might catch a lot of touchdowns if he goes to the Chargers.
And that'd be it. Kind of like one of those touchdown dependent guys.
Oh yeah, man. But dude, he carried me, Jason. I picked him up off of the waivers one year, and he was 100 yards and a touchdown, dude, for like 6 weeks. And then he was a touchdown threat. Then he got a big contract after that year and just disappeared. I think it was to Detroit, maybe. I can't remember. But he's disappeared for the last 2 years. But I do like him going to the Chargers.
Who did he play for last year? Do you remember?
Dude, I think he got cut from the Lions and then went somewhere weird.
Right.
Speaking of the Lions, Jason, they're getting their black uniforms back. Jared Goff leaked the jerseys before the actual breaking, whatever it was. It was kind of funny. But hey, the owner, when Dan Campbell got the job, he's like, hey man, can we get our black uniforms back? And they're like, win the division and you'll get your black uniforms.
Yeah.
Guess what, Jason? They won the division. They get their black uniforms. They even showed a video on Reddit of Dan Campbell catching like a 40-yard touchdown, dude, in that black uniform. No wonder he wants to use it. Like, it was probably his longest touchdown of his life.
For some reason, I always get when I see those black jerseys for the Lions, I get flashbacks of like John Kitna.
Dude, the touchdown was from John Kitna. And I was like, yeah, because I own John Kitna. And I was like, I think I started John Kitna and Calvin Johnson together for a while there.
Yeah. So they're going to have to put a new taste in my mouth. Ooh.
Salty, Jason? Is it salty?
It's pineapple. Pineapple.
I've been eating some peaches and cream, if you know what I mean. Jason, Zay Flowers is cleared from his legal troubles. I can't remember what it was, but I remember him like having those drops, kind of having a meltdown in the playoffs, and then he got legal issues, and I was like, dude, my comp was Antonio Brown. Well, shit. He's acting like Antonio Brown. This ain't good.
He's on his way there now. What'd he do?
Yeah, I mean, he got that NFL bias, dude. If you're an NFL star, you get that bias. He got that bias, Jason. He is cleared of all of his wrongdoings. Draft him in your fantasy drafts.
I actually saw this, and I thought like ESPN messed up, and they meant to say Rashee Rice. So I was like, what the heck does Zay Flowers do? I can't remember.
I don't remember either, dude. I want to say it was probably domestic violence, but who knows?
Oh, yeah.
Because everything that ever happens bad with the football players, domestic violence.
You're absolutely
Danger.
right. Domestic violence investigation into Ravens wide receiver. Good job, man.
Hey, dude, let me take steroids and play a contact sport and then try to have relationships with people that don't do any of that.
You think
And
they would
my
show
dog is going crazy.
You think they would show that movie The Program as like a kind of a scare tactic that what could happen?
So come here. Jason, your favorite player, Nick Chubb. I thought this was funny. Started running on land last week. I was like, we're fucking fish people? Are we fish people? He's evolving, Jason. It's like a fish just made it to land. Dude, Nick Chubb is running on land last week.
Well, I wonder. Okay, did you ever see?
He was in the pool. I'm sure he was in the pool.
Did you ever see when Alex Smith used to hold like a 20-pound boulder underneath like the water, underneath like the ocean, and like run on the freaking ocean floor?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
that shit was crazy. That's what I thought. But yeah, you're probably right. It's probably as simple as a pool.
I just thought it was funny. He's like, he started running on land last week. Well, fuck, dude, call the fucking press.
Maybe he's just doing skydiving and just running through the air like.
We got human beings out here running on land. Jason, J.K. Dobbins to the Chargers, and it's like, oh, God. Oh, no. The Chargers are going to be on this list because they have to be. But there's a potential, Jason, for a nightmare. Potential for a nightmare for the Chargers running backs.
Yeah, that just like clouds things even more, dude. That's rough. Because now we're like, okay, who are we going to get? We're going to go for Gus. We're going to go for Dobbins. We're going to go for this rookie running back they're going to get.
Jason, I drafted Dobbins. People told me I won the draft. And I was like, yeah, you got all these running backs, dude. It's amazing. And Dobbins got me like 20 yards and a touchdown and then fucking tore everything in his legs and left.
But he did it for you, Tyler.
He did it for me.
For you. I
was like 11-0 or 12-0 in the first 12 games. And then I started going, Jason.
Yeah.
The Steelers are interested in Ayuk. Doesn't make sense to me because they already got a goddamn down.
Whoa. Doesn't
my
make
dogs,
sense
dude.
To the dog either.
Banjo's trying to hump my dog, and
just for the viewers to know, Banjo's another dog.
So Banjo's trying to hump her, and then it just got out of control. I don't even know which one squealed. My wife is like wondering what's going on, and it's sex. That's what's happening.
Tyler.
I'm sorry.
Sex all over the place.
Jason.
Jason, the Steelers are interested in Ayuk, but George Pickens is already there for a downfield target. They did get rid of Deontay Johnson to the Panthers, and he is that great route runner. Dude, Ayuk is a great route runner. I don't know how I feel about this. I think I would hate this because I really like Russell Wilson with Pickens. I think that's a great matching with deep balls. Deep balls. I got one ball. Go check your balls. Jason, but what do you think about Ayuk to the Steelers? How would you feel about that?
Dude, if he went to the Steelers, I get like a sense of Russell Wilson, Cortland Sutton, and Jerry Jeudy all over again.
That's kind of funny, dude. That's actually a good comparison.
He also, did you see like the pictures that he looks like Mike Tomlin?
Who does?
Brandon Ayuk. Have you not seen that?
I don't even know what Brandon Ayuk looks like. Like with his helmet off.
He looks like Mike Tomlin.
I think he's got those like sweet dreads that are like only like this long, like bangs, But I think that's all I know.
Look at the photo, man. It's gone viral.
Your laptop or what? All right, Jason. Next up, I think it's the last thing. I want to know what you feel about it. Royce Freeman to Dallas.
We'll talk about that later.
Oh, okay. But so, do you think Royce Freeman's gonna? Who did he play for last year? I can't remember.
The Rams.
Yes, he did, and he didn't. And how long? He was good for how long? 2 weeks.
I don't even think that. No, I think yeah. Because you're right. Because Kyron Williams got injured.
All right, man. Well, that is the news and the brews. Thank you so much. We're gonna go on to our meat of the episode, Jason.
Nom nom nom. All right.
I didn't. You know what sucks is I didn't bring my I didn't bring a cloth. Good thing I've got unfolded laundry right here. All right, Jason. You are number 7. Let's go with the worst situation. I think it's tier 4. So we got 4 tiers here. And when you think about tiers, Jason, it's like,
It's 3 tiers.
Oh, there's only 3 tiers. That's even better, dude.
Or there's two teams in a tier by themselves.
Okay, well, there you go. So when you think about tiers, even though we have them ranked, maybe one above the other, still they have the same like statistical chance to produce a good running back or whatever. So don't worry about the rankings as much as the tiers. And we're going to start off, Jason, with the end of tier 3, number 7 for us. Take it away.
The New York Giants in tier 3. They have picks 47, 70, and 107 in rounds 2 through 4. So the Giants ran the ball 46% of the time, which is 10th in the league. Even with the run game as the Giants' main focus, they were 16th in the NFL in rushing yards per game. They had one of the best running backs in the NFL, but their offensive line was at the bottom of the league with the rankings. Then they lost Saquon Barkley in free agency, and he took 10 total touchdowns with him to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Giants were able to sign Devin Singletary to a 2-year, $9.5 million guaranteed. He was running back 9 from week 10 on, while Barkley was running back 11 during that same span. I can't imagine Singletary improving in 2024. He is more of a jack-of-all-trades type of runner, not like a master of one running style. He'll get most of the touches, at least, on the Giants because their running back 2 is Eric Gray, but not sure how efficient Singletary will be behind that offensive line. I believe the Giants will have a chance to draft a rookie running back for RB2 on the depth chart, and I wouldn't be surprised if that rookie starts to get more opportunities towards the middle of the year. This article that we're getting this information from gave the Giants a medium to low odds to draft a running back between rounds 2 and 4.
Yeah, Jason, when I think about the Giants, I think about, dude, it's their lack of talent around the running back position that makes them focus on that running back so much. So Saquon Barkley was their most talented player, so they fed him so much. Will that continue if they get a mediocre running back? Because there is no Saquon Barkley in this draft, Jason. Like we said, there's no first-round talent in this draft. You're dealing with like maybe Blake Corums and the dude from Texas, who probably was the only first-round running back that we went over, but he was injured. So really no first-round running backs to compare to like Saquon Barkley here. So it'd be interesting to see what Brian Daboll does if he just gets a mediocre running back. In the first, I do know that, you talked about the Giants. They were 15th. Oh, wait, they were 31st in the run block win rate, Jason. So second to last when the offensive line was trying to, run the ball. So that's not great. And Saquon Barkley had to deal with that. And just through volume, he was startable. And even then, dude, he was like flex almost.
Yeah.
So if they and then Jason, their quarterback got sacked 85 times. The next up was like 65. So their quarterback got sacked like 20 more times than any other running back. What was that like? That's probably like 30-40% more than any other team.
Yeah.
Which is insane. So that offensive line was so bad. It's just scary, man. Like that's why this is on the bottom of the list. But Saquon Barkley left. There's all the opportunity in the world. So you're weighing opportunity versus like offensive line here, and that's why this is at the bottom of the list.
Yeah. I mean, they did go and get Devin Singletary, but he's one of the players I'm like on a team like, hey, at least they have him. But yeah, look what Saquon Barkley had to do and couldn't do last year behind that offensive line. You cut that in half and you got Devin Singletary. He's not going to do better than Saquon Barkley last year. So, and there's room. They got no one else. So there's room to draft another running back. If they get a running back, there's a good chance with that offensive line, Devin Singletary does not well. They're going to start getting him in the rotation more, the rookie.
I wonder if I forgot to look at that article. I wonder if Brightwell's still on the team.
He is. I was like, what about Brightwell? But they have him down as RB3 right now.
Yeah, because I mean, Brightwell. I mean, we talked about this, but like, I was like, dude, last year in my waiver show was Brightwell was the backup for. He was the one that got all the opportunity after Saquon, so that's interesting. And he wasn't bad. He was just a pass catching running back in that offense. That's actually pretty valuable.
Yeah.
All right, Jason. Next up, dude, the Panthers. Jason, and when I went into this, I was like, I thought I read an article that the Panthers had a great offensive line, but I think it was the defensive line run stopper who they signed to that massive deal. He was the number one. They were like all like number one defensive line run block win rate or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like they would fucking stuff that run, man. And that's why that when you played Carolina Panthers, they kept everything so low scoring. And a big part of that was their defensive line. But then I was like, I checked their offensive line. I was like, dude, they're projected to be the 25th offensive line. Best offensive line in 2024. In the last year, dude, they were number 30 in run block win rate. So we have, the Giants second to last. We got the goddamn Panthers third to last. So these are the teams that we're talking about. So when there's a hole when there's a hole at the running back position, you just hope it's on some great team with a great run block win rate. Well, guess what, dude? It's not really the case most of the time. It's going to be on a shitty team. And dude, the Panthers, they signed Miles Sanders to that big contract, Jason, with hopes of him taking over that backfield. And it was fourth rounder Chuba Hubbard. And Chuba Hubbard, man, if you've watched him, he is a serviceable backup running back. When Christian McCaffrey left, he won people some championships, dude. You remember that, Jason?
Yeah.
I mean, to find a running back like that late was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, dude. I mean, Bryce Young ranked as one of the worst rookie quarterbacks of the decade, and nobody's respect. I'd like to see. We talked about. I can't remember which running back was facing the most 12-man boxes. I think it was Christian McCaffrey, but I would almost guarantee the fucking Carolina Panthers are going to face a lot of 12-man boxes next season because nobody's going to respect Bryce Young until something happens, Jason. They don't even have the wide receivers there either. So it's going to be an uphill battle for these running backs. They do have 4 picks in rounds 2 through 4. And that is important because there's no first round running back. No running backs going to get picked in the first round. So we're looking at the picks like 2 through 4 where running backs can really make an impact. They've got 4 of those picks. They've got pick 33 and 39, man. So Blake Corum going there.
Oh,
I would love. I really would, because I talked about the Chargers, dude, but then the Chargers got all these assholes. So, to the Panthers, dude, because Chuba Hubbard, to me, is a smaller back, which, I mean, it's funny because I'm talking about Blake Corum, but Blake Corum is a power smaller back. I would love to see Blake Corum maybe in there, and I would take Blake Corum maybe in the 4th round if he was a starting running back for the Carolina Panthers.
I think one of the interesting things about the Carolina Panthers, is that the new coach Chuba Hubbard, he didn't do great, but he did good for what he had with that poor offense, line.
Oh, dude, Chuba Hubbard was the shit last year for a while.
Right. And I'm like, dude, this guy has earned the starting role, but then the coach comes out and it's like, oh, they're going to have a chance to compete. There's no clear number 1 right now. So that puts in my mind that, like, you know what? They're also probably thinking about getting a running back in this draft. Just put out the competition.
And I forgot, Jason, something that I like to look at is rushes on first downs. So I know this is a new offensive coordinator, right? And he came from the Buccaneers. Jason, the Buccaneers were dead last in rushes on first down. So I think this is kind of a red flag for me. Because you accumulate a lot of volume if your running back is rushing on first down a lot, man. Like, that's what the 49ers do. I mean, I can look at this right now. The top teams, the Bills, the 49ers, the Eagles, the Commanders, the Cardinals, the Ravens, man. Like, they do it like 30 to 25% of the time. And we're talking about 18% of the time, bottom of the league for the Buccaneers. So I think that we need to pay attention to offensive coordinators, Jason. I do think that there might be a lack of volume. He might just try to make Bryce Young a star. I think that might be an issue.
Damn, dude. So they're going to try to get Bryce Young to throw the ball even more?
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Because like I remember looking at the stat a while ago and thinking I like the stat because it translates to volume as far as I'm concerned. If you want to run the ball on first down, you're a team that wants to run the ball. Depending on how many first downs you get, you could have a good year or a bad year, but if you're running it on first down, that means you want to run the ball.
Establish the run.
Yeah, so first down, I mean, that's fucking terrible. So the Vikings are like number 4. Does that correlate with what I know from the Vikings? Yes. Not good. So yeah, dude.
Just activated right there.
My mom is like taking medication for that shit right now, dude.
Oh, like Limitless? Taking that pill? I want that.
I'm constipated. Give me that pill that unlocks 100% of my brain. He's like, erection, not erection, erection, not erection, like Dennis.
Yeah. Why would you want to higher your cholesterol so I can lower it?
I forgot about that too. All right, Jason, do we have people watching the show or not?
No, we did have 5 people. Now we're at 3.
God damn you people. You don't know what you're missing. All right, anyways. Jason, next up, man.
The Raiders.
Yeah.
So this is still in Tier 3, the Las Vegas Raiders. Rounds 2 through 4, they have picks 44, 77, and 112. The Raiders ran the ball 42% of the time. That puts them 23rd overall. But I'd like to believe that percentage went up when Antonio Pierce took over. The Raiders were 30th in rushing yards per game at 90, but into the season strong. The last 3 games, they averaged 123 rushing yards, which was 13th over that span. With a surprising exit to Josh Jacobs, that leaves Zamir White and Alexander Madison. Zamir White was running back 9, averaging 15 points a game, weeks 15 through 18, but he doesn't have more than 140 touches in his 2 NFL seasons. And Madison lost his starting role to Minnesota to Ty Chandler, and then he was booted from the team, sort of. This article states that a round 3 running back can be projected a sizable chunk of touches in Las Vegas. And if Zamir White fails to continue his success, it wouldn't be difficult to surpass Madison and for this rookie to take that starting job and give more opportunities. Article states that the Raiders are medium odds to draft a running back between rounds 2 and 4. And like, I get what he's saying here because, you got Alexander Madison, which is just like, he left the team because no more use for him, right? You got Zamir White, who technically still hasn't really proven himself because he hasn't had a lot of carries in his 2 NFL seasons. By drafting another running back going run heavy, there's a good chance that if Zamir White doesn't fall through, that this rookie could probably take over because I don't think they're going to give the starting role to Alexander Madison over a rookie if Zamir White fails.
Well, Jason, you said that they were 20 because I do have that they were 27th in rushing attempts per game. What did you have?
So you had them for rushing attempts. I had them
percentage.
Percentage. They ran 42% of the time, which puts them 23rd overall.
So I do want to say that they were 23rd. So I'm just saying they're 27th like overall because Josh McDaniels was a little bitch. But ooh. Jason, once Antonio Pierce took over, they were 10th, man. They were 10th. So I think in the future, they want to run the ball, dude, especially with that quarterback injury. So once they made that coaching change, they changed their philosophy. They ran the ball. That's going to continue. And I think this is so stupid, Jason. But they're projected to be O-line 31, Jason. But the good news is they were number 18 in run win block rate. So they cannot protect the passer, but they can fucking run block.
It's like one extreme.
I know. So it's like they can't run block. So that's good because Antonio Pierce wants to run. And I'm like, dude, Zamir White. You tell me Zamir White and who was it?
Alexander Madison.
Dude, Alexander Madison. I told you he ain't it, man. You tell me those 2 running backs, that is not Antonio Pierce's style. I started laughing because I was like, I'm going to recommend this fucker for every single team. Blake Corum?
Blake Corum.
You put Blake Corum on the Raiders with Antonio Pierce, dude? I will be drafting that fool in like the second round.
Yeah, I mean, he fits the mold of Antonio Pierce. And, like, you could definitely tell the direction that he wants to go to because of how they ended the season last year. We always talk about the game that was against the Chiefs where O'Connell only threw for like 70 yards. And they won the game through defense and rushing. And you can tell that's where he wants to go do again. But can Zamir White continue his success? I think that's the main question.
I think Zamir White is only great through volume, and if they have a more talented back, like Blake Corum, dude, to be going towards. He wants a workhorse running back. Whoever's the second running back there is not going to be it. So, yeah, Zamir White will be on. I was going to say the whiteboard. That doesn't make sense. I was going to say something with his white, but that doesn't make sense. He's going to be gone, dude. He's going to be white noise if they draft a running back.
I don't even know if the microphone can pick up my
They're
white noise.
here. They're back. So this house is clear. Go watch Poltergeist. If you're out there, you've not watched the original Poltergeist, go watch it. I know they remade Poltergeist.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't think I ever watched that. I'm sure it was terrible.
You can skip that one. Go to the original.
Go watch Man of Wrath. That's a good movie. Wrath of Man.
Man of Wrath. Is that a town? Is that a county?
All right, Jason. Next up, dog. Let's go with them Bengals, them Tigres, bungholes, some people call them. Jason, the Bengals.
Yeah, this was.
What are they called? Oh, Cincinnati.
Yeah, Cincinnati Bengals.
I was like, dude, what are these? What's this team? Where's this team from? So Jason, the Bengals projected to be the number 14 offensive line in 2024. You think about them being like a bad offensive line for the first half of the year, and then they gel, and they're like top 5 for the second half of the year. That was like that when Joe Burrow was there. But when Joe Burrow was there, not there, dude, they don't have their little commander. And it didn't work out well for them last year, man. So what was it? Dude, they were number 14, whatever I was saying. But they were number 9 in run block win rate. Like the Bengals to me are a team. It's like the Vikings. There are so many points left. When I watched the Bengals, I'm like, dude, if they had like a Adrian Peterson or a Blake Corum, they would just get so many goddamn points, man. It'd be so many points. But all they have are shitty running backs. So it's like they just keep on throwing the ball in the red zone and they do all this weird shit, just like the Vikings. To me, that's what I see when I see the Bengals. Because it's like, yeah, they got Joe Mixon, but it's like, dude, they gave him so many opportunities and it just never works out. So if they got a good running back here, dude, Jason, I'd be like all about. They were 30th in rushing attempts per game last year at 22.5. And I don't understand that because that's when Joe Burrow went down for like 3/4 of the year, dude. And they had their backup, whatever. And I guess you know what? I should say they didn't change their game plan. They just continued to play like Joe Burrow was there, and they didn't run the ball that much. So like really, it's when you're on the Bengals, it's all about those red zone opportunities, Jason. When Joe Burrow's there, when I watch that, it's like, dude, you could have fucking 20 touchdowns in a year if you're a good running back.
Yeah, I was actually looking at something right now. Is that during most of the year they were ranked last in the league with an abysmal.
I heard ass.
Abysmal 75.8 rushing yards per game. So they were very ineffective on the ground. Ineffective on the ground. And what'd you say their blocking win rate was?
I think I want to say it was like top 10. Let me look.
Top 10. So that is making me think right now that it's not really the offensive line.
Number 9.
It was Joe Mixon. The guy that, like, he will give you those 3 yards of carry, but he'll also get you like 30 catches in one game and a touchdown at the goal line because they'll just keep feeding him the ball. So I'm actually curious now to see what will happen if they were able to get somebody and who could be more effective with that win rate.
And Chase Brown, Jason, I think is an amazing running back, but he showed his amazing running back skills on like screens and weird shit. So do I think he could be the workhorse running back? I do not know. I think he might have been a second or third round pick. But again, there's so much opportunity in this offense.
What about
Joe
Zach
Mixon
Moss?
left? What's up?
What about Zach Moss?
Dude, he went to the Bengals.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of faith
my
in the guy.
That was that my person?
Yeah, Zach Moss went to the Bengals.
I'm an asshole, Jason.
I don't have a lot of faith in him, to be honest.
Well, he broke his arm.
He broke a lot of things last year on his body.
It's like you're dealing with a team that is relying on health to be good. And you got Chase Brown and Zach Moss. I guarantee they draft a running back, dude. I guarantee it. Man.
I think they will too.
Yeah.
I mean, how many years has Zach Moss been in the league and he actually had a good season last year?
But Jason, okay, I'm sorry. I'm not even reading the article. I'm just doing my own notes. Let me read the article again. So I do want to talk about the Cincinnati Bengals rounds 2 through 4 picks. They kind of have like a mid to late round, second round pick, and then they got a couple third round picks and a fourth round pick. So they've got 4 picks. And yeah, Jason, they got Zach Moss and Chase Brown. I like Chase Brown more than Zach Moss. Zach Moss with an amazing Shane Steichen, I like. But Zach Moss, I think, is more of that secondary role and everything else. So they kind of have like 2 secondary role running backs. If they get somebody, it's going to depend on the situation here, Jason. But yeah, like if they get a top running back here, say Trey Benson or something like that.
Ooh.
I don't like Trey Benson to too many places, but if Joe Burrow is healthy and he's going here, I think that he would definitely overtake those 2 and be a fucking pretty goddamn good running back.
Yeah. You know what? And I'd rather get Chase Brown over Zach Moss, especially at the 80.
I thought I was thinking too, man, because like Chase Brown, like his explosivity, I'd like to see his rates on some of these like long runs and shit. And I was all about him on his athletic profile and everything. But yeah, Zach Moss, I think they're going to be paying more for in fantasy drafts for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right. Hey, Mo G's here.
Moji. Hey, dude. Regular. Moji. Mount up. All right, Moji. Thank you so much, man. You know you're in our listener league, dog.
Moji, mo problems.
I wish, dude. I wish I had more fucking problems around here. All right, Jason. Let's go. We're in the top 3, man, and this is going to be, I think this one's kind of crazy, but
oh yeah,
it'd be pretty awesome for them to like be like, I mean, Isaiah Pacheco is probably in his 4th year. What year is Isaiah Pacheco in, Jason?
He's going into his 3rd.
Okay. So I kind of just gave it away, but let's get into the cheese.
This one was a very interesting one.
Oh shit! What did I do?
Kansas City Chiefs. Let me get to my notes. All right, Kansas City Chiefs, rounds 2 through 4. They have picks 64, 95, 131. And this is considered tier 3 of what we're going over. What? What happened?
You're a man of numbers, Jason. You're a man of numbers.
I know, and I messed up on my notes right there. I'm supposed to say tier 3 earlier, but I skipped it. This kombucha tea, man. The math ain't mathing. All right. All right, the Chiefs ran the ball 39.6% of the time, bottom 5 in the league. But with Matt Nagy as OC, the percentage did increase. An amazing 0.6% increase from 2022. This does show, no matter what, they will use Patrick Mahomes 3 times over before actually running the ball. Pacheco is a 4.6 yards per carry running back, but didn't have a 1,000-yard season. Though in this offense, his receptions improved to 44. That's 33 more than the previous year. He finished as RB15 in PPR formats. The Chiefs, they re-signed Clyde Edwards-Helaire to $1.3 million to stay in Kansas City. That's not very impressive. So this article, I believe, is reaching a little bit with the Chiefs, but I do understand its reasons.
Dude.
Yeah?
They had 9 rushing touchdowns last year, Jason. 9. That's it.
Yeah, it's
9 rushing touchdowns. If they got a fucking running back, man. And I think people's problem with this, Jason, is that Brian Westbrook issue, like, LaShawn McCoy issue. It's like everybody that's played for Andy Reid before has been great. So I don't know. I'll just shut up. Sorry, I'm sorry.
You're fine. Okay. Where was I? Where was I? I don't think the Chiefs. No, you're fine. I don't think the Chiefs need a better runner. Pacheco is one of my favorite running backs. I don't think he's a difference maker, though. I just like his running style. Like, I feel like I could hear him stomping when he's doing those runs. This dude runs like he's angry AF. But the Chiefs pass 60% of the time. The running back to draft will need talent and pass catching since they don't have beliefs in Edwards-Helaire. They probably would have paid him a lot more. So the Chiefs draft a pass catching running back. If he is close or the same skilled runner as Pacheco, who to say this rookie running back doesn't steal snaps from Pacheco towards the end of the season, right? This article thinks the odds of the Chiefs drafting a running back between rounds 2 and 4 are low. But if they do, this rookie will likely compete against Pacheco.
Jason.
Yeah.
I'm reading all this shit, right?
Yeah.
You know who's at the top of every single category for like everything? Like rushing touchdowns, attempts, block win rate, fucking yards per carry. The Ravens. And I'm like, why aren't the Ravens the number 1 slot? Oh, yeah, they got Derrick Henry. I'm like, oh, my God. I'm going to draft Derrick Henry first round, number 8 overall.
All right, then leave me Bijan.
I will. You got it, dude. You fucking got it.
Thank you.
I think Derrick Henry is going to be like my top 3 running back, man.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think I'm tripping balls right now.
Maybe.
But like, I'm like, dude, I'm like the rushing on first downs, like everything. So rushing on first downs, Jason, the Chiefs were actually number 9 in the league last year. So they want to run the ball. It's like since Tyreek Hill left, they want to run the ball, and it's like, yeah, dude, Pacheco's good. He's good enough. But if they had a LaShawn McCoy in the prime or this or that, they would definitely use him. Like there is so much potential in this offense, Jason. Like I think the ceiling here is a top 2 running back in the league. But the problem is that Patrick Mahomes is there, and they want to run they still like to throw the ball. But Jason, man, I'm telling you, man, things could just change in an instant, and they could just run the fuck out of the ball. You know what's funny, Jason, is that the Commanders were number 4 in rushing percentage on first downs. And so, like, I was like, dude, Eric Bieniemy went over. That's like indictment of Sam Howell. He's like, oh, fuck this. We're running the fucking ball. Like, he changed teams. Matt Nagy's like, we're running the ball. The Kansas City Chiefs used to never run the ball. Fucking Eric Bieniemy ran the ball so much last year.
I know. It's a product of his environment, right? They had to try to run.
I don't trust any of you motherfuckers.
Yeah. I think for the Kansas City Chiefs, if they could find somebody that's like a Jarrett McKinnon, but younger, who could run like Pacheco but catch like Jarrett McKinnon, I definitely think there's a good chance that he can overthrow Pacheco, because Pacheco is more of a runner. So, he's only, he could catch, but they haven't used him as much. Like
totally. Like what CEH was supposed to be.
Exactly. So if they could find a great pass catching running back in this draft, which I already have one on the top of my head, but his running skills are not the same as Pacheco. So Pacheco will still get those first down carries, but just imagine if there was a great pass catching running back.
Not Corum.
And who could also run like Pacheco. Like, why wouldn't you have that guy in on most of your snaps? Just for offensive schemes at least. So, yeah, because, Jerry McKinnon is no longer on the team.
Oh, yeah. All right, man. Let's go to this. Number 2, the Los Angeles Chargers. Projected to be O-line number 15 in 2024. That could change huge if they get Joe Alt-Delete or somebody else. We're talking about Fuanga because he is literally, Jason, I talked about his pass protection not being great like laterally. He gets beat on the inside, he gets beat on the outside. But run blocking, there's nobody better than that guy. From my alma mater, Oregon State, Jason, Oregon State. This dude is, they might draft him because they're talking about Joel Delete going somewhere else. And Peter Schrager's new mock draft, and Peter Schrager's the fucking like a genius, man, with this shit. He's like, he blows all these owners' dicks, so he knows all the information.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I can only take so much, Jason. This guy's taking it all.
RPG.
I'm like waiting for you to be like, God damn, Tyler, and
you're blowing them up.
I love it. They're dude, they were 24th in run block win rate, 24th in rushing attempts per game, dude. Everything's gonna change, dude. So this team wants to run the goddamn ball. Like, look at JJ McCarthy's the best quarterback I've ever seen. Go watch. I already did the stats on. I said that my bust for next year will be Justin Herbert because I did the stats, dude, on what Jim Harbaugh did in San Francisco. It was like bottom of the league in passing attempts and all this shit, dude. So, to me, this is a great opportunity for somebody, but they got J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. I think that Gus Edwards is a one-trick pony. You got 1 yard. You need 1 yard, Jason. That's it. J.K. Dobbins tore his shit up. So again, and I do think that signing pissed me off because I was fine with Gus Edwards being there. Now I'm like, fuck, man, it sucks. But Jason, Jim Harbaugh, man, you don't know. He's coached college for the last 10 years. He's going to pick somebody that he knows very well or has admired. And there's a good chance they're just going to get all the carries. So I can't remember who the running back, Frank Gore, I think was the running back there. Dude, that guy got all the carries, man. So
remember
it's like
him?
Yeah, and that's, I don't know, man. I see somebody here being worth the juice is worth the squeeze on this, Jason. You gotta fucking squeeze that thing. And I will be drafting, if they draft a running back like Blake Corum or somebody, I will be drafting them in the first 5 rounds, probably, even though J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards is there.
Yeah, the Chargers were actually on this list was in the second. Go.
I'm inside, man. I'm inside.
I was like, you can't throw it now. You can't throw it.
Fuck this shit.
You have
the
to
sun,
mop it
dude.
up.
Hashtag cancel the sun. Hashtag no more sun.
Dude, man, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the Chargers on this list are actually in a tier by themselves. They're in the second tier. So they.
I forgot to go. I have not been looking at the tiers, Jason. Thank you.
Yeah, so they're in there by themselves. They are the tier, the team with the second highest need at running back.
And if they wouldn't have made their signs, Jason, they'd be number 1, guaranteed. They'd be like the Ravens. It'd be like, oh my god, dude, the fucking Ravens.
Yeah,
with a shitty offensive line. But so things are going to change.
And like you said it best, dude, the running backs now, they ain't going to cut it, man. They might chip into whatever running back they're going to draft. They have to draft a running back eventually.
I see Jim Harbaugh just being old school. Just get that workhorse running back in there. Trust him.
Yeah.
All right, Jason, you got your number 1, dude. You got your number 1. Let's go. I'm going to go Pete.
All right, Dallas Cowboys, tier 1. They're in the tier by themselves. The highest need of a running back because they're all in. Am I right? So rounds 2 through 4, they have picks 56, 87. The Cowboys ran the ball 40% of the time. That dropped from 40% of the time in 2022. They went from the top 10 rushing percentage to the bottom 10 in 2023. They let go of Elliott and wanted to give Tony Pollard the chance, but that didn't work out in the Texas Coast offense. Cowboys recently signed Royce Freeman, but that didn't solve anything at all. There is no true RB1 on the Dallas Cowboys roster. And yet we've seen success with running backs with Dak Prescott as a quarterback. Pollard was not an RB1 last year, but he put up RB2 numbers, especially at the end of the season. And now that spot is wide open. It is so open. Even if they wait until day 3 to get a running back, he will most likely be the starter on this team. And if they get a running back in round 2 or 3, this rookie running back will jump up to the first 75 picks in the fantasy drafts, guaranteed. This team can score points, and you should want a piece of it. Any running back drafted by the Cowboys should be given consideration for a fantasy draft. The odds the Cowboys draft a running back in rounds 2 through 4 are very high.
Jason, is there a running back in particular that – I was thinking Trey Benson. I think that's what everybody's thinking because he needs a good situation to go into with a high-scoring offense and a top 10 offensive line. That's what I was thinking there.
Trey Benson's the only one that I've actually heard about. But when I was reading this article, the guy made a good point that they can even wait because any running back they're going to get, it's like they're going to be any running back that they already have on the roster. Because
like Dowdle, they re-signed Dowdle, and he's good, but he's not you're not going to put everything on his shoulders, man.
Exactly.
He is a good change of pace back.
Exactly.
Just like Tony Pollard was. But Dowdle didn't break his fucking leg. He broke his fucking. He broke his fucking leg, Jason.
He broke his leg. I've fallen and I can't get up. You just reminded me.
Life alert.
Yeah.
Life alert. Life alert.
But they are the number 1 team in need of a running back, and whoever they get, you got to draft him. He's going to probably be their day 1, beating the main guy in that offense that was like in the top 3 or 5 in the past 5 seasons in scoring. It's like give me a piece of that. And in the first round, they're already projected to fix that offensive line even more and get a tackle.
Well, they're projected to be the number 9 offensive line in 2024. If they get another tackle, just count them as top 7 or something like that. They were number 4 in run block win rate, but they did lose Tyron Smith, Jason. They were 14th in rushing attempts. And you remember at 27.4, which is still a lot. But you remember Mike McCarthy's like, yeah, we're going to run in the ball, but I want to run even fucking more. And we're like, holy shit, dude. They were average. Jason.
Yeah, they actually ran it 6% less than they did the previous year.
They just threw the goddamn ball, dude.
Yeah.
That's all they did, man. So I think that is the bad thing there. But as far as a ready to go, if I want Trey Benson to go there, I'm thinking of a pre-made situation. This is where I want Trey Benson to go if I'm going to be drafting Trey Benson. And yeah, dude, I think they led the league in scoring per game last year at over 30 points per game. The only team that was over 30 points per game. So you got the opportunity there. And if they had somebody that wasn't fucking Tony Pollard, just fucking terrible, and Rico Dowdle, a change of pace back, if they would have had a Zeke, Jason, or somebody, who knows what Mike McCarthy would have done at the goal line. So they, I'm talking about, first round rushes and shit. They were like at the bottom of the league. Or no, they were average actually. But still, they did not have the personnel to execute this power run game. So we don't really know what Mike McCarthy was going to do with that run game anyways. I don't know.
Yeah. And last year there was a time where the stat for the success rate.
Oh, that sex rate. 69%.
Whoa.
69.
Get out of here. What is this? Okay, we got to end it.
You're the one that said 69, Jason.
I didn't say 69.
You said it, dude. You're all 69% of the time. I like it every time.
What?
All right, people. That is the show.
Hashtag canceled. This is coming up, man. We're going on Twitter.
Hey, dude, you can't cancel us because we don't fucking make anything.
That is
what is this?
We do this for
free.
free.
Cancel this shit. You can't even cancel it. Hey, if you like the show, please like and subscribe, man. Fucking put that notification bell on because we need it. And if you want to see us blow up, it's not going to happen without you helping us. Please help us. Jason.
Yeah. We got a video coming out Tuesday. I'm sure it's going to be some sort of draft-related video, but it'll be the last one before the draft.
And I'm going to be doing a mock draft Monday this Monday. So
awesome. Yes.
5-minute video on, dude, I'll tell you some of the best values right now. It's me versus computers. Go on the ESPN and start doing mock drafts with me, please. This is a Fantasy Red Zone. We appreciate you. We love you. Please subscribe. Talk to you later.
Moji. Deuces. He said that, so I wanted to throw it
All
back
right,
out.
cool.